Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Sports and More podcast with your hosts, myself, Eddie Morelos, and my producer, Mr. Ace Acosta.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Ace, how you doing today, man?
Oh, it's good. I'm excited. I'm excited for our
we
guest.
got something. I gotta tell you, bro. I was on the way over here, Ace, to El Paso this morning at about 7:30. I got to about Anthony, and I started almost slapping myself because I forgot, and I'm gonna beat myself up. And our guest, I hope my guest gives me some crap about it. The Rhinos jersey, bro. The Sports and More podcast special edition that we got last spring.
Well, you gonna introduce our guest?
Yeah, so we have a guest, Mr. Cory. Welcome from the El Paso Rhinos. How are you today?
Good, fellas. How are you guys?
Doing A-okay. Can you go ahead and give us your official title with the El Paso Rhinos and let us know what you do for the El Paso Rhinos?
I'm like the director now.
Okay.
I'm kind of like I used to be the coach. Now I'm like the director. You can call me.
And what a great coach. I mean, just seeing hockey in El Paso is just one. It's at first it's like, what? We're in the desert, but then you guys are really good. You guys fielded some really good and young teams.
Yeah, they're like junior hockey is kind of like that stepping stone from like high school hockey to like the NCAA Division I, and they're all like between 17 and 20, and they basically have to play this level to either sign their pro contract or get their Division I scholarship. But the new league that we just started, we finally got into this new league. It's called the North American Hockey League. It's the best players in the world are coming to El Paso now to play. Wow. and it's exciting. They went up to Minnesota and played.
You guys had a showcase, right?
Yeah, it's the big college and Central Scouting, NHL Central Scouting showcase up there. And they did pretty well. Like there's a lot of room for improvement, but they did pretty well. And they head out to Amarillo tomorrow night, and they play in Amarillo Friday. So it's exciting. Like it's a good brand of hockey. It's pretty much the best hockey that El Paso's seen. I came down here to play with the Buzzards, and this is these guys. The difference between these guys and the Buzzards is that when we came to play for the Buzzards, we were kind of on our way down, where these guys are on their way up. So these are the guys that you're going to see, like, when you're watching the NHL playoffs and stuff like that. These are the future, NHL guys, college hockey guys, stuff like that.
So, I mean, I don't know if this will be a good analogy or not, but, because I work a lot of El Paso Chihuahuas games, and then, I go and watch Major League Baseball, and then I see a lot of guys that I've seen play here at the Chihuahua Stadium. Is that very similar to what you're just describing? We'll see players here in El Paso, and then eventually, within a year or two, we'll see them playing in the NHL?
Yeah, like there's some players that will kind of like play here and then make that jump to the pro ranks. But a lot of the players that play hockey, like the junior hockey, they go to college first. There's a lot of guys play like this level, junior hockey. Like all the guys that you see that are in the NHL playoffs or on TV have played junior hockey like the Rhinos somewhere in Canada, somewhere in the US. They've played somewhere. So yeah, eventually you're going to see these guys play somewhere.
How has it been, stepping away from the coaching rank, now moving more to the administration? You still get that urge, like, come on, guys.
Oh yeah. It's like, I coached the guys ever since day one. Mm-hmm. And I've coached the guys ever since day one, and moving to kind of because we have two teams. Our youth hockey program is getting bigger and bigger every day. The adult program, like, we just don't run the Rhinos, we run basically the entire rink. And it kind of got to a point when I was coaching, especially when we moved up to this new league, it was like I would get on the ice and coach, and then as soon as I got off the ice, I'd be doing all the business stuff and all the business side of it, where it kind of like was, like when you're trying to do your best on and doing two different things, it kind of is, you're not giving your 110% to one thing. and it was just getting too tough to do it. So, but, like we hired some really good coaches to come in. They're guys that were my assistant coaches, like, 5-10 years ago, and they came in and they're doing a good job. Like, they're doing a good job. They know how important the program is to all of us and how much work we put into it. They've been doing a good job. They work extremely hard, and they care about the program. That's the biggest thing, is they care about the program, and they're doing a good job. They really are.
And one thing that I can say where you talked about everybody working very hard, and I can tell you as a fan attending some of the games that I've attended that your people are working very hard on marketing, operations, all those things, because the atmosphere every time I've gone is amazing. What did it take to kind of get to that point to where we're at now, to where people are just loving to get to the rink and just check out the Rhinos?
Well, it's been kind of a long road. Like, I came down here, played with the Buzzards, and got hurt there, and then then there's a youth hockey program that kind of nobody was running, and I kind of took that over, and it just kind of started kind of to snowball, and then working with the El Paso Sports Commission and stuff like that, we kind of put together, like, there was an equestrian center that wasn't being used, and the Buzzards had left, and the ice plant in the Coliseum needed a lot of fixing, and for someone to fix it, they'd have to shut down the Coliseum for a while. So we put together a plan to move over to the event center, and then when we moved over to the event center, obviously, like, it took a lot of work just to transform that into an ice rink. And it's not like we went in there and all of a sudden, in 6 months, it was switched over to what it looks like now. It took us, it's basically taken us 15 years to kind of change it to what it looks like now. And, a lot of players that come through here, like a lot of players, especially, the players that are coming through now, they're like, wow, the rink is awesome. It's got this and this and this. It's got all these different things where, you meet some alumni players that were here in year one, where the team had to dress in a circus tent for the entire year because the locker rooms weren't done. Wow. So there's a lot of things, like, and even fan wise, like, it was tough. Like, I remember in the first couple of years, it was tough to kind of like, not educate people, but just to kind of make them understand what junior hockey is all about. Because, when we came here to the Buzzards, it was pro, and they were like, well, this isn't pro hockey. That was, the Buzzards were pro hockey. This isn't pro hockey. But once people see the brand of hockey, and that these guys are on their way up, and just that they just work so hard, and they're just down here on a dream to get an NCAA scholarship, a dream to play pro, so they just do whatever it takes, to get that either, they just work so hard because they want to get that scholarship, or they want to win, or, whatever they want to do. But it's just a brand of hockey that it took us a couple years, but it seems like every single year we just get more and more fans. And, and before last year, I remember there's, I think, a 34 or 35 game sellout streak that we sold 35 games out in a row. And it's awesome. Like, we always try and, we know we're not the if you want to compare sports in El Paso, like, you got football and baseball and soccer, probably all your biggest, and then you got all the other sports, and we're kind of, down at the bottom. So we always have to try and make sure that our games are, super, super fun, that there's always something going on, that, you can bring your family, and everybody has a good time. And one of the coolest things that, that the fans like about our games is, after the game, all the kids and stuff can go out and skate with the players after the game, like, win or lose. And that's one of the things that the fans really, really enjoy. And the cool thing about the players is they are 18, 19, 20, but they're humble guys, and they're from all over the world, and they just want to meet people, and the fans get a really, really good relationship with them. And the players all live with families throughout El Paso. That's another part of junior hockey.
And again, talking about the build up over the last 15 years and where all the things that you guys got great promotions. One of them that sticks out to me is throwing the hockey puck and trying to get it as close to the Rhino as possible. That's one of the fun things that I remember. And all this is hard work pays off, as they say. And now we got Hockeyville USA coming to El Paso, Texas, and that'll feature, if I'm not mistaken, the Dallas Stars and the Arizona Coyotes. Talk about that, and anything you can say about it, tickets, what's gonna happen, how that came about. I mean, that's something I'm excited.
Yeah. So what it was it's a contest that Kraft and the NHL put on every year, and basically it's for the like it's for the biggest, like, I guess, hockey community, like to show that you're the biggest hockey community in the in the United States, and and your fans like write articles about you and different things, and then after they kind of narrow it down to like the top four, then it's like it's just fans can just vote, and just vote, and you can vote as many times as you want, and we ended up winning it back in 2020, and they couldn't host it that year, but what we do, part of winning is you get $150,000 to put towards your rink. So we put
Wow.
$150,000 into the rink. We repaired our roof so it was airtight, and we built walkways into the arena so we can kind of keep the cold in. We replaced every single arena light to LED, and
Wow.
then we completely renovated the bathrooms. So um, we basically made the arena to where we could keep it open year round, and and so that was like a huge thing for the rink, because we used to always have to shut down at the end of May and then open it back up, mid September. But and then another part of Craft Hockeyville is that they bring in an NHL game, a preseason NHL game, and ours happens to be October 3rd. And I think, like, I'm just so excited for El Paso and so proud of the city that, to have an event like this in your city where, I don't think it's ever happened before, where two professional teams came to El Paso to do something like this. It's just, and it's on TV and just all this different things. I'm just really proud of the city to be able to get an event like this. It'll be awesome. And the other cool thing is that the whole thing around Hockeyville is that it's played in the rink that won it. So, there only be like it's like a a smaller rink, like they're used to playing in front of 20,000, 25,000 people, and there's only going to be like there's only going to be probably 1,200 people, because we see a lot more than 1,200, but with the media and all that stuff and just different things, and they've shrunk it down to about 1,200 people. But it's going to be an amazing um, event for the city, and for I think it's really going to help grow youth ice sports, like not just hockey, but I think like figure skating and learn to skate and learn to play and just all the different programs. I think it's really, really going to help.
And how can people sign up for tickets to get on to get a ticket, because it seems very limited, very exclusive.
It's a wait list, though, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Did they get on the wait list?
Yeah, there's a wait list. I think you go to our website and you get on the wait list either for the game, and they're going to have some open practices too, where you can get tickets to come to the practice, watch the the Coyotes and the Dallas Stars do their pregame skate and different things like that. And then we're having a big community event which is open to every single person, where they're bringing the Stanley Cup down to the park downtown, and
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
yeah, that's something where like the Stanley Cup, I think of any trophy in sports, the Stanley Cup is a pretty popular thing, and I think the reason the Stanley Cup is so popular is because after a team wins the Stanley Cup, they get the cup for a day. So the cup travels all over the world to every single player's, wherever, like if a player wanted to go out on the lake and go fishing with it for the day, like they're going to take it out to that lake and he goes fishing, or, there's all these crazy pictures of, players having their family, eat cereal out of it. And it's just a really cool trophy that I think it's going to, like that part or that community event that's going to be downtown. I think it's going to be pretty big because, there's a lot of people that would, that would just love to get their picture with the Stanley Cup.
Oh, most definitely. And, I was thinking today, with that in particular, I wonder how heavy that thing is. You see the players lift it up after the game, and it's really large, because over at the Sun Bowl, our trophy weighs 65 pounds. So I wonder if that's about 50 to 60 pounds as well.
It's probably more, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact weight of it. I know there was a commercial about that. There was a commercial about that during the Stanley Cup Finals, about how heavy the cup was, and I forget how the commercial went, but it said how heavy it was, but I'm not really sure. But it's kind of cool because the Stanley Cup has two guys that always travel with it. They're the keepers of the cup.
Yeah, it's perfect. I think they're showing all the different sizes of the trophy, the Super Bowl trophy, the NBA one, and then of course, the Stanley Cup, and then I think the tallest trophy is the Indy 500 one. Wow. I think that one's huge. That one's like maybe like 5 feet or I don't know what, but 5 or 6 feet. But it's just cool to see that in our city because it's probably never going to be here again, right? I don't even think it's been here before.
I don't think the Stanley Cup's ever been to El Paso. It hasn't been to I'm pretty positive. I don't think it's been to El Paso yet.
And that's cool. One thing I really like what you guys do is the teddy bear toss. I mean, it's so cool. It's for a great cause. The jerseys that they wear. I mean, where did that come about from?
Well, that came from a local family here, the Arnett family. They put that in honor of their daughter. They put that teddy bear toss on, and it's been a huge event. We usually do that at the very first game of the playoffs, where when we score the very first goal, everybody throws their teddy bears onto the ice. But it's a really, really cool event. Like, just it's amazing like how many teddy bears we collect, and then we usually we donate those to the child crisis center. So it's a cool event.
So, if I'm not mistaken, the season is already underway for the El Paso Rhinos. Am I wrong in saying that? And your first home game will be October 15th?
Yeah, October 15th is our first home game against the Odessa Jackalopes. And what's cool about this new league that we joined, the coolest thing is that it's basically the highest level of this level of hockey in the States. But the other cool thing is that, like, if you were familiar with the Buzzards, we basically are in the same division as what the Buzzards league was. We play against Albuquerque, and with the Buzzards, Albuquerque used to be a huge rival. We play against Amarillo. Buzzards used to play against Amarillo. We play against Odessa. The Buzzards used to play against Odessa. We play against Lone Star. The Buzzards played against them. Corpus Christi, Shreveport. So there's a lot of cities that the Buzzards used to play at. And the other cool thing is they're like, we're not used to this close to travel. Like previous, the leagues that we were in before, the travel was a lot longer. So, if we go to play in Albuquerque, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of our fans going to Albuquerque to watch and stuff like that. So all those old rivalries that, that the fans were used to playing with the Buzzards, we're basically back in that same division.
And with that, you might be able to bring back some, I guess, old timer fans, the ones that followed the Buzzards. Maybe they're like, hey, we're back, and it's the Rhinos, but we're taking on Albuquerque again, and hopefully that does happen.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure they're going to organize some fan buses and different things like that. Like, I know we're playing in Odessa on New Year's Eve, so I'm hoping there'll be a fan bus up there and celebrate New Year's in Odessa, Texas.
Wow. I'm excited because now, like, we can, like you said, you're playing in Albuquerque, all right, we can go make that drive media wise and go photograph an actual road game, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because obviously I'm excited that you guys did the LED lights in the rink, so I'm like, all right, cool, but to photograph a road game is always cool, unique, just to get that feel, and you feel the fans, from the other team, and it's just a cool environment to, I wish somebody can just bottle that up, and sell that for like, some adrenaline, but it's a cool experience, to cover, it's just fun.
Yeah, and those LED lights that we put in, like everybody that's come into the rink and shot some photos and stuff, they're like, man, the lighting here is unbelievable. So we're changing out the lights. Like, a lot of people don't kind of understand, like with an ice rink, like we're trying to keep all the cold air in, and we're trying to limit the amount of heat because we're trying to keep the ice cold. And the lights that we previously had in the arena were like these big 400 metal halide bulbs that give off an extremely amount of, like a ton of heat. And so just eliminating all those bulbs and putting all that LED lighting, helps us keep the ice in. So every little thing you can do in an ice rink to make sure that ice is perfect, if it comes from lighting, it comes from, keeping the building airtight, everything, keeping the humidity out, stuff like that. So the lights were a huge upgrade for us.
Now if you can just cut another little hole right there by the goalie so we can get that angle in right there. I know there's one on each side. We just need like one more so we can get that perfect angle in there.
He's a photographer, as you can tell.
Those are cool shots though.
Yeah, you know what else we need in there? We need those overhead goal cams.
Oh,
have you seen those on the NHL games where they're on top of the goalie?
Hey, if you let us, we can set up a remote. We'll go up there before the game, lock it up with the magic arms.
You heard it right here.
We have our triggers.
You heard it right here.
We'll fire those
that
up.
Would be sweet.
Yeah,
that would be sweet.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Or another good angle too. Another good angle, and they always do it on big games, is the opening face-off, where all the players come to center ice for the opening face-off, and they got that picture coming down on top of them.
Yeah,
that's another good shot.
That's nice.
Yeah.
If not, we got some GoPros. We can throw those in the goal right there. If they break, that's okay. We'll buy a new one. But
go, man. We're gonna get you something. And you got a new coach. First season. Anthony Bone. How do you pronounce
Anthony Bone? Yeah,
Bone.
Anthony Bone. Yeah.
Anything you can tell us about him?
No, he started. He was my assistant coach, I think, back in 2000, and I think it was like 2008, 2009. He was my assistant coach, and after a couple of years here, he moved on, and he coached in the North American League. He coached out in the East Coast, the pro league called the East Coast Hockey League. And when I was kind of thinking about this whole thing of moving away from coaching and just kind of focusing on the business and stuff, it just so happened, and everybody says everything happens for a reason. It just so happened that I spoke to him, and I was like, I just asked him, I was like, hey, if I ever wanted to, I said, would you come down here to coach the team next year? And he says, are you really giving up coaching? And I was like, yeah. Like I said, I have to. I have to. I don't want to. It's my most favorite thing, to do. But I just have to, because it's just too hard doing two things.
Yeah.
And he says, Coach, I'll be there. I'll be there in a couple days. And sure enough, he showed up in a couple days. So we started doing this back in like January. So he's been here since about February. So it's been good. He's a real hard worker. Very detailed guy. There isn't a guy in hockey that works harder than him and his staff, and that's all you really can ask for. And they prepare very well. They got the players going. They got the players prepared very well. And the other thing is that the biggest thing is they really, really care about the program. They really care about what the Rhinos are all about and stuff like that. So that's great.
And it's great to see the love of the game.
Oh,
just,
yeah.
It's so good. It's a beautiful thing when you find people like that.
Very passionate there. And you also, speaking of passionate people and great people that you have working for your organization, we had formally on here last year when we started this thing, your broadcaster.
Mr.
Duke Keith.
Oh,
And-
Duke Keith, yeah.
Yeah. I call him Primo. For some reason, we have a little story going on. We call each other Primo. And anyways, I've known him for quite some time. Worked with him for many years, and I hope you're bringing him back, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But Duke's been with us. Duke was the guy that called the very first game, the very first Rhino game when we started doing this, and he's been with us ever since. Duke was actually with us when we played with the Buzzards.
Yes.
Duke was with us. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he's been doing this for a very long time, and Duke's great. Like Duke's a really like I like even in like in the past league we're in. I don't think there's a broadcaster that was as good as Duke was. Duke's a really, really good play-by-play guy. Very good play-by-play guy. And in this league, and even in the league that we're joining right now, I don't think that there's a play-by-play guy that's better than Duke.
We're very blessed here in El Paso with all the great, wonderful media people that we have, play-by-play broadcasters, radio people. We just got some of the best in the business here in El Paso, and again, you're proof of that we have some of the best in the business of sporting events and what you guys are doing. Again, I've been to some games. I love the games. I get excited now to go. I can't wait. I'm looking at my calendar, hoping to make it to one of the games very soon and enjoy some Rhino hockey, and especially because I wanted to get another Snapchat or Instagram story or something with one of my favorite mascots, Spike the Rhino.
Heck yeah, you got to come down. You'll be very, very impressed. Like you'll see a big, huge difference than what you're used to coming. Like the Rhinos, like it's the same kind of brand of hockey, but these guys are it's a big giant step up, and we're super, super proud to be a part of this. We've been trying to get in this league for a very, very long time, and it's taken us pretty much 15 years to get in this league, and we're very, very proud to be in it. And now the whole goal is, we've won some championships in years past, but we've never won a North American Hockey League championship. So that's the one we're going after now.
So where do you have all the rings? Are they like in a nice little trophy case right there? I remember seeing
They're
Dukes.
actually they're in my office. They're in my office. I honestly, I've never worn them. Just kind of display them like that, and
I don't know if it was your ring or if it was Duke's when we had the media day a couple years ago, and I got to put the pucks right there, and I got the ring in there. I was like, all right, don't leave it in the ice too long. I don't want it to start, the ice start to cover it or anything. But
that was Dukers. That was Dukers. Yeah,
that was Dukers.
Yeah, they do a good job. They do a good job designing those rings. Like those rings are beautiful.
Yeah,
they do a really good job.
Awesome.
Coach, I'm sorry if you get offended. I don't mean to offend you by calling you coach. It's just the thought now, but
no,
what's your? You've been here for quite some years now. What are your favorite places to go to? In particular, food places. What do you like to eat at? We always ask these kind of questions.
Yeah, we're fatties.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. See, I'm a like being Canadian. Like growing up, I never really got to experience Mexican food. And I can tell you what, like L&J's, like it's actually funny because we got a rep down here right now with Zamboni, and he's doing a bunch of different things with our Zamboni and stuff like that. And he's down here for a week, and he's like, man, I've heard nothing about good things about the food in El Paso and the Mexican food in El Paso. And I was like, you got to go to L&J's. I was like, if you're going to go to a place, and he went there yesterday. And he came back after lunch, and you could tell he ate a ton of food because he was so tired. He was so tired, and he was like, "Man," he says, "I've never had Mexican food like that ever." He's like, "It's just, it's unbelievable. It's just different, And so I like that. Like I really, really like Mexican food, and I'm a big barbecue guy. I'm a really big barbecue guy. Yeah, I love barbecue, and I love smoking briskets and all that kind of stuff, but Rudy's is one of my favorite places. I'd have to say Rudy's is one of my favorite places.
Now you got to tell him, you got to apologize and say, you know what, now wherever you go and have Mexican food outside the city, you're gonna be disappointed. Yep. We just want to say sorry. You're gonna be like, what is this? This is not Mexican.
Yeah, and it was funny because he actually says, he's like, man, like everywhere I go now, I'm always gonna be like, oh, it wasn't like this. And the funny thing was he ordered queso, And he's like, I'm always used to that queso, like where the cheese is like super, like Velveeta,
Milky, yeah.
like
Well,
Velveeta
yeah,
is, yeah.
yeah. And he's like, man, he says this wasn't like that. He said this was like, he says this was like the real stuff. And he was like, man, he was like, yeah, he was still talking about it today.
I wonder if he got the chorizo one, the queso with the chorizo in there. That probably blow his mind.
What's that one called? The chili con queso?
There's
that's just
that one, chili con queso, and there's also choriqueso, the one that he just described
with the chorizo inside it.
in there.
He's probably gonna blow his mind. He's gonna be.
yeah. He said it was incredible. He said it was incredible. That was funny.
And other than, of course, the Rhinos, and whenever you're in the off season, are there any kind of things that you traditionally like to take in here in El Paso or around the borderland region? I know it's hard to do it in season, but in off season, are there any things that you really like to make sure to kind of to take in and try to do?
Like we go up to Cloudcroft quite a bit. I always go back home to Canada to see the family and kind of hang out in Saskatchewan, watch my Rough Riders play. But yeah, like that's our summer, like we do have an off season in hockey, and it's usually like May through August. But during our off season is when we do all the recruiting and we do all the scouting and all that stuff for the teams. And so that's when we have all our big trial camps and stuff like that. And now that the arena is open year round, we decided to have all our trial camps actually in El Paso. So, we have 200 plus players coming into El Paso, staying here for 5-6 days. We do that 4 times a year. So, it's great for our city, great for our restaurants, great for our hotels, to have these players come. And the thing that is good for us is, it really gets us to show the players like from Minnesota and Boston and Canada what El Paso's like, and what the arena's like, and what it's like to be a Rhino. So we really get to kind of show off our program, because one of the biggest recruiting tools we have are our fans. Like, we are so fortunate to have the fan base that we do. Oh, yeah. Because like you go to other cities and teams and stuff, they're not as fortunate as we are to have that that great fan base. And we're so proud of it and so thankful that we want to bring these trial camps to these so the players can see it. And the cool thing was we had 3 big all-star games, and basically what we do is we take the top 40. Sorry, there's a helicopter.
You got a flyover. You got a flyover with that one right there.
It's pretty close here. I don't know what the heck's going on. But so we had these trial camps, and what we do is we have an all-star game. So we take the top 40 players from these trial camps, and we have an all-star game. Well, we had 3 of these all-star games, and we sold out every single all-star game. Wow. So a camp, if you can think about that. Like, and players, and there's parents there and stuff, and they stop and tell us, they're like, we can't believe that during a trial camp, you guys are selling these trial camps out. Like, it's unbelievable, and they couldn't believe the fan base and stuff like that. And that's what we're so thankful for, and that's one of the biggest that's another reason why we brought these trial camps here, to really show off our program and show off our city.
And they're probably like, they're selling these things out in the desert. It ain't cold out there. They don't got ice outside normally, and they're selling it out here.
Yeah.
And coming from Canada, I'm just kind of wondering right now, when you first got here, and maybe even for some of the players that come from Canada, is there a culture shock, being so close to the Mexican border? Is there any kind of culture shock that hits you? Was there that for you? Because the rink is just
awesome
right there by the border.
Yeah, like for me, I remember when I first came down here, there was, because I live in a very a smaller town in Saskatchewan, and and just like with food, like just the food and just the Spanish and just everything. Yeah, there definitely was. But like the one thing that I love about El Paso is, and this is what I always compare it to, like being back home. Like I'm from a very, very small community back home. Like there's only 75 people that live in our town. Like that's 75. That's it.
Wow, Loris.
But yeah,
Uh-huh.
so the thing I always tell people about El Paso is it's like a big, small town. Like,
Yeah.
if you're broken down on the street, side of the street, in 2-3 minutes, someone's going to stop and say, "Hey, is everything all right?" Like it's a very, like the people in El Paso are so genuine and so caring, and it's just it's just like kind of like a big family here. That's how I kind of feel, and I always kind of compare it to back home, and that's why, when I moved down here, I just fell in love with the city, and I ended up staying here. I moved down here. I moved down here in September of 1999, and I haven't left.
Wow. You're now a
It's been a while.
true El Pasoan.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's El Paso.
That's awesome. And it's true what you said, about the people. The people are what really make El Paso. The people, the way they come together, the way you talked about how you had this all-star event and they came out for that. And it's the people. It's what it is, and I maybe that's probably what kept you here. I don't know, and I know that's one thing that I truly love about El Paso is the people, and again I've been to many games there for the Rhinos, and again the people are what also made it very fun. I'll never forget the first time I went, and I sat down, and a man looked at me, and he goes, "This is your first time, right?" I'm like, "How did you know?" And he, so friendly, and he taught me about the game, taught me about the El Paso Rhinos, and again, it was just a great atmosphere, and I can't wait for it to begin here again in El Paso, Texas.
Yeah, and then we can't wait. We let me know when you guys are coming, and now I can sit beside you guys and
Right,
and,
chat it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be there. We'll be there Thursday for sure. For the whole event at the San Jacinto Plaza with the Stanley Cup, and Spike's gonna be there. I'm hoping Tony will be there too. I don't know, Tony. I'm just saying, but
and wish we could.
And then of course for the game, like I said, I think I still got to apply for the credential, but but yeah, for sure we'll be there all season as well to try to make the most of it.
Sounds good. Awesome. But yeah, make sure you say hi. Make sure you guys say hi, and I'll look for you guys, and yeah, for sure, it'd be awesome.
Definitely,
but,
Coach.
Thanks.
Can you tell before we let you go? Can you tell everybody where to get El Paso Rhino information, website, social media, stuff like that?
The website's elpasorhinos.com, and I think I'm not too. Tyler knows all the social media stuff, but I think all our social media stuff is at El Paso Rhinos. I think.
Yeah, it's L_Paso_ Rhinos on Twitter. I know that one.
Perfect. Yeah, but I think all that stuff's on our website. But I know the website. The website's elpasorhinos.com. So.
And then just in, the Stanley Cup weighs 34.5 pounds.
Oh wow! There we go.
Oh.
So we can over our heads.
All right. Oh, they won't let you touch it. They have the gloves on there. I think it comes in a nice velvet case, and
the keepers of the cup.
That's awesome.
It's like you can't see it. It's like you can't touch it. Nope.
That's awesome. Yeah. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. I know you got a lot going on. We will definitely catch up along the way throughout the season, and we appreciate your time.
Yeah, no, anytime you guys want me on. I enjoyed it. It was awesome. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
And that was Mr. Cory Herman of the El Paso Rhinos, general manager now, director of operations.
Long-time coach. He was
there coach here, and very nice man, as you could tell. And that's so cool, dude. The Stanley Cup's coming. Professional teams are coming. I mean, wow. We got hockey in the
I know,
desert.
I'm waiting for this buddy to get a picture with the Stanley Cup. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna get him on the ice. He's making some rounds. He's making some rounds.
Hey, real quick, man. Aaron Jones had himself a wonderful night of football.
A little bit. He
wow.
He busted out an Al Bundy.
I mean, goodness.
You remember Al Bundy, right?
Yeah.
4 touchdowns in a game. Mr. Showtime himself.
Mr. Showtime himself, dude.
Where's he at? Right. There it is.
There you go. Right there. Look at that, dude. And
you can see his yards for shoes right there.
So
where's it at?
Where's it at? Oh yeah, right there.
There we go.
Mr. Aaron Jones, man. Really happy for him. You know what I mean? And just hopefully the success continues throughout the year. He stays healthy. You know what I mean? And just does what he did the other night.
All right. Hopefully they give him the ball.
Right.
Cowboy fans are happy. All right.
How about Steeler fans?
You know, we always
Steelers are 1-1, huh?
Yeah, but we
So
always
are the Bears.
Yeah, but we always
I
struggle.
didn't watch the game though.
Oh yeah, no. But we always struggle against the Raiders.
Raiders are pretty good. Harry called it, dude.
No, yeah, Harry
called it,
but
bro.
Pittsburgh.
I mean, come on, man.
The last four games against the Raiders have been decided with 3 points or less. All of them. So
well, this time it was the Raiders.
Sorry,
amigo. I was thinking about.
Hey,
I watched a lot of that game.
It's barely game 2. It's barely game.
I wanted
two.
to bring that topic up with you.
It's game
this
2.
They don't. Those games don't matter.
No, they matter, but it's still just game 2.
Well, I get that.
The season doesn't end.
I get that. So I mean, baseball, for example, people in April, they're like, these games don't matter, but they do, because look what's going on with the Giants and the Dodgers. They're right there, neck and neck. One game, half game.
Yeah, it matters, but what matters more is momentum at the end.
Oh yeah, but you can't. Even if you have momentum at the end and you don't have all those wins added up, what does that momentum matter?
Don't matter. Don't matter. There's so many games, man. There's so many games. You play to win the game, Eddie. You play to win the game.
Man. I wanted to bring up Aaron Jones. That was awesome. Chihuahua's got 5 games remaining. Today's Wednesday. So the next 5 games will start tomorrow on Thursday. And there's 5 games left. You going to try to make it out to another one? One more?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get one more. And then you got Texas Western playing against New Mexico.
Texas Western against UNM Lobos. I called my son. He's a Lobo. Called him last night. And first thing he says is, well, the Lobos beat up on the Aggies. I said, I know.
No. They didn't beat up them. They barely won. They won.
And that's what I told him. I said, it was closer than what you're saying, son. He goes, well, they still won. So I was like, that was expected.
It'd be good. It's gonna be good. You got
but I'm really excited for this Miners against Lobos game. That's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a really good game.
Here it is. Remember, UTEP just needs to hit 6. Get 6 wins. I want to go bowling. I want to go bowling.
This is one that I think will, I guess,
set the bar where we're at.
Yeah.
Where we at?
I think because right now they have 3 wins.
2.
Oh, 2 wins. So they get this 3rd win.
Halfway
it's
there.
Very possible.
Halfway there.
It's very.
I want to go bowling.
If they get this win, it's very possible.
I want to go bowling. Let's go bowling.
Well,
Road trip.
You can go bowling either way.
Well, yeah, here, but I don't know. I don't know if somebody's gonna deny my credential, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Want to go bowling? It might be the New Mexico Bowl and it might be Arizona Bowl, but hey, we're still bowling.
Right.
All right. Where's that GMAC Bowl in Houston? We'll go to Houston. Come on now.
What if it's imagine that? Oh, they don't have a connection with the Bahamas Bowl.
Road trip.
That'd be awesome, man. Lots of things going on here in El Paso. I mean,
there's a lot. Stanley Cup's coming.
Cup's coming. That's
Lord
so awesome.
Stanley.
I'm really excited to get to a game.
Yeah, it is.
I'm hoping to go on October 5th. I got to look at my calendar, and I hope I can make it on that Friday, October 15th.
That's gonna be a good one.
Because it's so fun. People, we tell everybody about these events, and I'm telling you again, man, if you're able to make it to an El Paso Rhinos game, get there. You will be so surprised at how fun it is, the environment, everything about it, the play.
And that was before the upgrades.
Yeah, that was before the upgrades. Imagine now. You photographers are probably like, dude, we got to go shoot more at the Rhinos.
We do. They do need to replace the glass because it's a little scratched up because the shooting through that glass is a little hard, but we make it work. But that puck be flying, man. Because there's
dude.
There's a spot up there when you're exposed and it's not like Fox when you used to watch it and it had the puck tracker where you see with the little live.
And those pucks are kind of hard, aren't they?
Oh no, they are super hard, buddy. They'll knock you out.
Yeah. Imagine like you're shooting right with your big long lens, and it's just coming straight at the
Don't
lens.
wish that juju on me,
I'm
Eddie.
not
Don't wish that.
I'm saying, I'm knocking on wood.
All right, folks. If my lens breaks because
I
of
gotta
this,
buy one, I guess.
you better start saving.
Uh-huh. There it is, man. I guess so. Anyways, great things going on. What else, Ace? What else we got going on here, man?
We got what else we got going on? High school football is in
High school full
swing.
effect. Yeah, we'll have to definitely touch on that next week.
There's a good game tomorrow. The Eastwood Troopers versus the Mountwood Rams.
Oh wow, that's gonna be a good game.
Thursday night at the SAC
because Eastwood again, best team in the city.
Maybe. I'm excited that the game's at the SAC because the lighting's better than over there. So we'll be out there. You can catch
that running back from Canotillo though. He's pretty legit, and I think he's only a junior, maybe.
Junior, I think he was
got offered by Kansas State.
Mm-hmm.
So how about that, man?
Hey, whatever pays school.
Wow. I mean, that's pretty cool, man. And we got, again, a lot of talent here in El Paso, Texas. Mm-hmm. There was a story that I heard on the radio the other day. And it was actually on the news as well. KFOX is where it first came out. Lou Romano put it out. And it was about the West Side. There's a baseball complex over there that really needs some upgrades. And it was kind of, I saw the pictures, and kind of bring this up because I know a lot of people that bring their teams down from Las Cruces. And, I'm just kind of throwing it out there for you parents and supporters of those baseball leagues. See if you can get in touch with somebody to help them in some way or another to get the renovations that need to be made, because it's about the kids, they say.
It is, but it's there's a lot of politics in that, and soccer is king in this city.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see how it goes. I think the field's good. It's just everything else, like the parking lot and like some of the outside stuff.
That's what it was.
The field's good, which is good for the safety for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the main thing.
Yeah.
Because you don't want them playing on a horrible field and suffering an injury. So we'll see, but we'll let the folks behind those scenes handle that business. But as long as the fields are up to par, I mean, we're golden. We're golden.
Yeah,
if not, sell some more nachos.
Right. Gotta start some fundraisers out there, man. So, what else this weekend, man? What else you gonna go watch this weekend? I know I got baseball all weekend. I got the Chihuahuas all weekend. I'll be out there. So if anybody's listening to this, shoot me a text, shoot me a Facebook message, whatever, and say hello to me while I'm at the ballpark. That'll be a lot of fun. And then of course,
we got there. Like I said, we got football. There's some high school games. We'll see Aaron and his yards for shoes. Remember?
Yeah, talk about that a little bit more, man. That's
for every
good
for every rushing yard he gets, not receiving. All right, not receiving, rushing yards. He will donate a pair of Adidas shoes to those kids in need. Right now, I think the total tally is at 67.
So and it's
because remember he went off
a pair for every yard, right?
For every yard,
and it's up to 1,000.
Up to 1,000. Now for every rushing yard. Now remember he went crazy and had 4 touchdowns, but 3 of those were receiving.
Yeah.
So those yards, because I think he had about 110 total yards.
Yeah.
Only for rushing. So it's only for rushing, but for $33 or actually any donation amount, if you go to the ANAalltheway.org website, that will purchase a pair of shoes as well.
Oh, wow.
So shout out to cousin subs out there in the Wisconsin area for jumping on that campaign for the whole season. So for $33, you go to AAalltheway.org. You can make that contribution, and it will go towards a pair of Adidas shoes for those in need. Aaron had mentioned that you guys will probably see in the campaign later on, but a lot of kids will say this is their first pairs of shoes in a couple of years. Some of them didn't even know their shoe size. Maybe they're hand-me-downs.
Wow.
It's good to get some kids some new kicks. And shout out.
That's as you say that I'm thinking of in particular myself. Growing up. I was blessed enough and lucky enough to be able to buy at least, or my parents bought me at least one pair of shoes every year.
Mm-hmm. Some imagine hand-me-downs and
there's kids out there who don't get that opportunity. Mm-hmm. There's some parents I know that they'll buy their kids 2 or 3 pairs of shoes every year throughout the year. You know what I'm saying?
And in some, even if they're just the basic, remember the Payless or the Walmart shoes, and shout out to Adidas, for stepping in and being part of this campaign, and let's get them some shoes. 1,000. Let's get it to the point where they have to donate more than 1,000.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
So yeah, like I said, visit the AAAalltheway.org website to find out more. And like I said, a lot of stuff coming up.
It's great. We're great. We're in the time of the year, my friend, where we just go.
Go. Hey, we gotta start training for that turkey trot.
I've been.
I'm gonna. Anybody got a scooter?
Golf cart. I'll park my golf cart there while I go run. You go do your thing.
Is this a NASCAR? Is this a NASCAR turkey trot right here? With
you just take off. Yeah. And come right back and split the crowd.
Let's go.
Let's go and drive right through the crowd and split them.
Hey, if you ain't first, you're last. All right, that's what I'm saying.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, the Sports and More podcast on Facebook. We also have a Twitter account. We don't have an Instagram, as my buddy will mention every week, but one day we'll get one. See what happens. On Twitter, Sports and More POD. Again, search for us on Facebook, Sports and More podcast. We share a lot of good stories on Facebook, in particular. A lot of links where you can find a lot of information. If you want to find information on the Rhinos, on the Chihuahuas, and especially on the EP Sports Network, we share that stuff on the Sports and More podcast page as well. So, amigo, again, here we are. This one was number 48, counting down to number 50. We'll have some fun things going on for you listeners.
It's 48. Oh, that's right.
Time flies, man.
Time is flying.
When you have fun, especially. So,
time is flying.
Thank you again, my friend.
Stay tuned, everybody.
See you guys.
Peace.